color. A little ironic against a white screen, but allow me to elaborate. We live in a world that's filled with advertisements and commercials that are all geared to get our attention and make our heads turn. And do they? Yes, judging by our popular selections and what's mostly on the media, they do get our attention. At the face front, what really makes a commercial or advertisement be really noticeable to you? And it could be by a spiffy little jingle or a really catchy phrase, they say. It could also be by who they present. By guarantee you're about to pay more attention to Dwayne The Rock Johnson more than just an average guy you see on your sidewalk. Now, all the things put together, this can make for a really good and compelling commercial that may or may not persuade you. I'm going to show you guys some logos, and I want you to tell me which ones you think are the most persuasive going just by their image alone. Oh, there's something wrong with them? Oh yeah, they have no color. All of you probably noticed that all of the logos had something wrong with them. Missing their color was a really significant change that probably none of you really thought about until I showed it. Color itself works as a very discreet tactic in persuasive and argumentation that not a lot of people take into consideration. Often by the media or by professional textbooks, they often see color or photos as a waste of time until it's actually presented before them. The use of color is actually a very effective way of being able to entwine emotion into the audience and to inspire a sort of pathos. I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen these photos of psychological analysis of colors and what certain colors are meant to evoke in you. Whether or not these work for you is up to you and you alone, but regardless, I think they hold some sort of value, judging by the surplus of certain colors that appear in the day-to-day field. Clearly, this is more than just a coincidence. For as much as I'm an advocate for using color in persuasive and argumentative resources, I do not think that using color by itself at face value is inherently a good idea to make a point. For if I just provide you with two color options and tell you to pick one, you might go with A because it looks pretty, or maybe B because it's your favorite color. Regardless, it is disagreeable to the statement made that media can be far too ambiguous to be able to use properly in the world of persuasion. From an article I had chosen from Insight Psychology, color is inherently a very emotional tool that can be used. Indubitably, it is processed by the brain, and the brain can decide in which way it wants to evoke a reaction. Within the article, red is described to be a very urgent color, as probably evident by your red stoplights and stop signs. It can also be used in the context of perhaps hospital advocacy to take action and to be alert. In that form, curated posters and materials utilizing colors in a scientific and psychological manner can prove very effective. The article itself is not inherently analytical to how these colors can be used or in a persuasive or argumentative environment. And for that, I prompt a question. I'm going to place two men down and tell me which one you think you would buy from. Two men are selling you soap, and we're going to assume that they're both identical types of soap, and they're the same kind of man, twin brothers. And we're going to place one behind a red background and the other behind a blue background. Now, taking that at face value, which one would you be likely to pick more? Studies have shown that the eye is naturally drawn towards colors or pigments that are inherently warm or bright of color. So that can only be inferred that therefore the man behind the red background would be therefore chosen. This scenario may or may not feel a little bit familiar, as we do face a lot of these color differences in the real life. As you'll notice, with the Democratic and Republican Party, they often use colors of both blue and red to demonstrate their separate sides and advocacy for their own parties. It is very obvious that each color will be trying to make you feel a certain thing. The red is very passionate and loud and bold and trying to snag your attention, while blue is very often subdued and relaxed and meant to make you feel at ease and comforted. Judging by the way that colors are used all around us and between media images and real-life examples that control our day-to-day basis, colors are far more than just a regular hex code. They are far more inquisitive and create emotions that within ourselves that may not be so obvious. So I implore each and one of you to find something that snags your attention and see why it does. If it is a poster, think about how the poster is being used and what kind of colors and mood it is setting for yourself. And a commercial, think about what it presenting to you? Is it bright and bold with saturated colors, or is it gloomy and moody with low contrast? Analyze that within yourself and see how that makes you feel and if you feel compelled. Thank you.